All right, let's just jump right in. If you've played around with Suno AI, you know that feeling, right? 1 minute, it's pure magic, and the next, it's just random. So today, we're going to break down exactly how you can stop guessing and start engineering pro-level tracks every single time.
I mean, have you ever gotten this? That 4-minute wall of sound? You've got this awesome idea, you punch in a prompt, and what you get back is, well, it's this long, kind of repetitive track. It might have a cool vibe, sure, but it doesn't feel like a real song, does it? Yeah, that wall of sound thing is probably the #1 headache for anyone trying to get serious with this tool.
So the secret? It's all about changing how we talk to the AI. We have to move from this vague one-line wish on the left to a super detailed, structured blueprint on the right. Honestly, it's the difference between just asking for a song and actually directing it.
Okay, so why does this even happen? What's behind all that randomness? Well, when you just give Suno a simple prompt, something like energetic pop, it doesn't really know what to do with it. It just kind of latches onto one energy level and holds it flat. There's no roadmap for building tension or creating a big release. It just sticks to that single vibe. And that's exactly why you get that repetitive, unstructured feel.
And the way we fix this, we need to start thinking differently. We need to adopt what you might call a prompt engineer's mindset. This is where we stop just asking for a song, and we start specifying it, like piece by piece. We're basically becoming the architects of our own music.
And this really brings us to the absolute core idea, which comes from a creator named Jack Righteous. He says you have to treat your prompts like a spec, like a technical specification or a blueprint. The clearer you are, the less you leave to chance, the more control you get back. Seriously, this is the turning point.
Okay, now this is where it gets really cool. This idea of section-level intent. Think about it, instead of just labeling a part of your song verse, you're defining its job. What is this verse supposed to do? Is it supposed to be quiet and build up tension? Is the chorus meant to be this huge explosive release? By giving every single part a purpose, you are the one engineering the emotional journey of the song.
All right, let's start building that blueprint. It's really a two-part system, and part one is what we'll call the style prompt. This is where you lay out the song's DNA, the overall vibe, the sound, the emotional journey, all before you even think about the lyrics.
So following Jack's method, you break the style prompt down into 3 layers. First up is identity. So what's the core genre? Who's the artist it should sound like? Then you have the sound palette. What instruments do you want to hear? The specific textures. And finally, number 3 is behavior. How does the energy of the song change? Does it build? Does it drop? This layered approach gives the AI this incredibly rich, detailed spec to work with.
Okay, so that was part one. Now for the second and arguably the most powerful part of our blueprint, the lyrics prompt. This is where we literally embed the song's architecture directly into the lyrics. It's how we dictate the structure of the whole thing.
Just look at this. It's so simple, but so effective. By using these little bracketed tags right there in the lyrics box, you're handing Suno a crystal clear roadmap. You're not just giving it words to sing, you're giving it a script to follow. You're telling it, hey, this is the verse, and I want the vocals to be calm and intimate. And then, bam, here's the chorus. I want explosive energy. Bring in the whole band. It's amazing.
And this is really the powerhouse combo right here. Your style prompt, that controls the how. It's the vibe, the emotion, the sound. But then the lyrics prompt, that controls the what, the actual structure, the section changes, the architecture of the song. You put those two together, and suddenly you have this insane level of creative control.
So, great. You've used the blueprint, you've generated a killer song with real structure. But you're not done yet. Let's talk about what happens next, how to polish your track, and maybe most importantly, who actually owns it.
Suno has this really powerful feature called stem extraction. What it does is it lets you pull your song apart into all the individual tracks. We're talking separate vocals, drums, bass, everything. You can then download them as waves or even MIDI files, which means you can take them into any audio editor you want and mix, master, and fine-tune everything to perfection.
Now this is super, super important, so listen up. Who actually owns the music you're making? Well, according to Suno's official terms, if you're on the free plan, Suno keeps the ownership, and you can only use your songs for non-commercial stuff. But if you're on a paid plan, like Pro or Premier, then you own what you create. That means full commercial rights. You can publish it, you can monetize it, it's yours.
So let's wrap our heads around this for a second. What we have now is a totally new workflow. You're no longer just tossing a one-line prayer into the void and hoping for the best. You're now working from a detailed, engineered blueprint.
And the key takeaway here is that you've built a repeatable system. You use that multi-layer style prompt to set the vibe, you use the lyric tags to dictate the architecture, and then you finish it all off by polishing the stems. It's not a gamble anymore. It's you directing.
And that kind of leaves us with this really fascinating question, doesn't it? As these tools get more and more powerful, and as we get better at directing them with this kind of precision, are we heading into a future where making music is less about, twisting knobs and manipulating sound waves, and more about engineering emotion with language? Something to think about.